equality of rights under law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of sex.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that the laws and policies you're citing would be supported under the ERA, not in conflict.
Well, it depends. I mean, like, for instance, my affirmative action suggestion. I think that it seems to me that if we're to take a Smith at her word, we're going to have some sort of strict scrutiny standpoint for affirmative action for women. It seems to me that it's quite likely that certain affirmative action programs will be on the chopping block.
I'll make one more point, and that's about the shower, the dorm room scenario.
Yeah.
And
Which you think is extreme. Like, I couldn't quite understand what you're saying. Were you suggesting the possibility of same-sex showers was extreme, or the legal interpretation requiring that was extreme? Because the first is already got.
The legal interpretation, and I'll agree with one point you made, and that is that universities and colleges should have the discretion whether or not to have these unisex bathrooms or not. But nothing in this ERA mandates any kind of unisex bathrooms or unisex showers. I mean, all that it does is assure access to showers, and they can be separate, they can be unisex, provided contingent on the policy of the university or college. But I see nothing, there's no language that mandates any kind of unisex shower or bathroom. I think that's an extreme and unrealistic scenario.
So I mean, I must be misunderstanding because surely you agree with me that if under an equal rights amendment, a woman came to the courts and said, you know, the military is treating me very unfairly because they've got a different program for me when they treat me differently in terms of combat service and combat eligibility than men. The military is treating me very differently, and I think it's really, really important that men and women be treated equally and have equal rights, that we have, say, combined units among men and women as they do in Israel. I think that's really, really important. So I take it, you don't agree, you agree with me that that's not an extreme interpretation, right? If someone talks about integrating military for men and women.
I'm talking about these showers and dorms you're talking about.
That's right.
And furthermore, I think that's equal rights amendment mandates any kind of unisex showers or bathrooms.
And one difficulty, Senator, is that when lawyers make arguments, sometimes you can't make them just in 3 or 4 sentences. And so the second part of that argument is, look, furthermore, not only is there a legitimate concern here on the part of the litigant about men and women being treated unequally in the military, you know, this is also kind of a sign of the way men and women have been treated unfairly across civil society as well. And I look at the ways that people have been treated separately, and you know, this sort of symbolizes the unequal treatment. You need to look at this. You know, I don't understand why there's some universities that have equal facilities that separate men and women, and other universities that have these facilities that keep them all together. And so yeah, I certainly do think that under the Equal Rights Amendment, you can make that argument with straight face, and it would be far from frivolous. And I have no idea as to how a court would decide that. But I'll say this: it amazes me that a court found that under New Mexico's Equal Rights Amendment that there were mandatory taxpayer-funded abortions. And so it's very difficult to predict with great accuracy what a court will do. But I would say some decisions the courts make, even Supreme Court cases, are, I think, really lack a great deal of fairness, common sense, and I think they take away ability to make decisions in the legislature for private institutions.
Well, I see the unisex bathroom arguments as a scare tactics in your house.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I got one question. Give me your interpretation of the real court interpretation when someone puts forth a piece of legislation. What is it designed to do?
Well, speaking generally, if you have some law on the books and then someone adds new law onto that, then call the first law A, call the second law B. So you have this law on the books and you have an A, it means something. If you add a second piece of law on the books, that B, that could be seen as adding something additionally. And I think that your question is actually very deep in a certain way, because you know we've already got these laws on the books that require equal treatment in many ways of men and women. We've had them certainly long before 1970. You know, we had them with the Civil Rights Act and expressly in the Civil Rights Act. And so it raises the question: we have Equal Rights Amendment